Thank all of you for showing up here. It's a pleasure to have you all here. I want to, of course, we want to start off with introducing Joe Chavez and Carlos Crespin. I want to thank Joe Chavez, Chavez Promotions, Mr. and Mrs. Chavez, Carlos Crespin, Mr. and Mrs. Crespin, for having this event. My name is Martin Navro. I'm your event coordinator for the company. Again, I want to thank the media, like always, the fighters, like always, for being here. Without you guys, of course, this event would not happen. Again, with all you guys, I want to thank you for being here. And of course, remind all your friends, family, to come out to the show. This is going to be an exciting event. I kind of want to go over the card real quick so that you guys know what we have in store for you. I want to start with our main event, which will be Fidel Maldonado and Trenton Tinsworth. That's going to be out of Nebraska. That will be a UBC title on the line there, the Intercontinental title. Again, we have 4 titles on the line that evening. Again, we have Amanda Crespin versus Mercedes Mercury out of Colorado. That is for a WIBA Intercontinental title also. We have Arturo Crespin versus Jose Cruz Garcia. That is also for a UBC International or Intercontinental title. We have Brandy Montoya and Cristina Fuentes out of Texas for a WIBA Intercontinental title. We have Christian Cabal and Michael Gallegos. We have Victoria Cisneros and DJ Morrison out of Colorado. And we have Jose Sanchez and Angelo Sanchez, of course, here out of New Mexico. This is going to be an exciting event for all of us. Again, your attendance here and attendance at the fight is greatly appreciated by Chavez and by Crespin Promotions. Let me give a quick announcement all to our sponsors, which is We Care Agency, Sadie's, Valley Fence, Monte Carlo Steakhouse, Star Paving, New Plaza Pharmacy, Crespin's Paving and Concrete, and last but not least, Masks y Mas. What I want to do is go ahead and turn it over to Mr. Chavez and Mr. Crespin and let him have speak a few words. Then after that, we'll go ahead and get the fighters up and we can go ahead and get your interviews for them. Here's Mr. Chavez and Mr. Crespin.
Thank you everybody for being here at the press conference here in Albuquerque. I want to thank Albuquerque Convention Center for lending us this beautiful venue, the Kiva. Thank you, Mr. Chavez, for getting this together. And thank you, the fighters. There's a beautiful card. We're going to have a nice, exciting fights tonight. Thank you for all the public for being here, and my wife, my family. And that's all I got to say is thank you for being here. And we'll see you at the fights. And this is Mr. Joe Chavez.
Yes, thank you. Thank you again from Chavez Promotion and Crespin's promotion for coming down. We're going to have some great fights for you, you know. As you can see, the card that we have here, these young people from New Mexico that are going to be fighting for titles. You know, I'm kind of just glad that the Fashion District in New York haven't seen our fighters here. They probably come and take them away from us. There's 3 beautiful women here. We're going to have 3 women fights in this card. It's we hardly ever see that in New Mexico, but we have some upcoming and world title people. I think that we have some people that are going to be competing for world titles. And I think Victoria has fought her heart out for New Mexico for many years. And I'm proud of her being in our card. And of course, Baby Doll Montoya and Amanda too. I think they're going to represent the state very well. And we're going to keep some title and some belts here in New Mexico so that people from across the country have to come over here and try to take it away from them. And one of the commitments that we have, myself and Crespin Promotion, is to start bringing some fights to New Mexico. Because our kids deserve to be able to fight in New Mexico, especially if they're fighting for titles and world titles. So I think it's our job as promoters to do the business of bringing fights to New Mexico where they can compete. And I think most of the people in this aisle here from both sides are trying to make boxing their livelihood. And they should be able to, because that's what they train for. They've been training some of them since they were 7 years old, you know. And they deserve for the state of New Mexico to be be able to provide for them some fights here that are nationally recognized. And that's what we're getting at. It's not easy to promote. It's a lot of work. It's a commitment that my company, me and my wife, me and his wife, has committed to. Next year, we're looking at having at least 5 to 6 fights in the state. And I want to thank the Convention Center for giving us this opportunity. The Convention Center is a great venue for fighting in New Mexico. And I think that they have the facility here, and they have all this rooms and what I say, the venue is ideal. They have a bigger venue in the back. Someday we can bring some TV fights into New Mexico and bigger fights. They're going to be able to accommodate us here in the Convention Center. So again, I want to thank them. And I want to thank the press for being here. Mr. Wright, I want to especially thank you because you've always covered boxing in New Mexico. And all the kids in New Mexico know who you are and your articles, and we do too. So thank you very much, and I want to thank Univision. To our success here in New Mexico. And I also want to thank YDI. YDI is a youth organization. They help a lot of kids, and they kind of had Chavez Promotions being possible to kick off my boxing career as a promoter. So I really appreciate what they're doing. And we are going to be back at the Live Warehouse at some point here down the road, because I think that we have to kind of move our thing, but we are going to try to keep all our fights down here, downtown in Albuquerque. So again, thank you very much. I want to thank everybody here for being here, and I hope that you support our boxing kids here in New Mexico at our next fight. And don't forget, the weigh-ins are at Sadie's next Friday at 2 o'clock on North 4th. Then the fights, the doors open at 6 and the fights start at 7. So I really, really appreciate everybody here. Thank you very much.
Before we get started with the interviews with the fighters, I'd like to call up one of the NUX representatives. He's got some information that he wants to pass on, so everybody gets this information before and they don't lose it here. So this gentleman's going to speak just real quick. Then we're going to have Mr. Mike Adams come up right after that. So go ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate the time. NUX has always started out to support the fighters and support the fans, and we've teamed up with Crespin and Chavez to be able to help promote this. And so we've got 2 pairs of tickets that we're going to be giving away for free. Just a matter of going to nux.com, that's KNUXX.com, and signing up to the newsletter. Anyone who signs up to the newsletter is entered. We're giving a pair away this Friday. We're also giving a pair away next Friday prior to the fight. This is an effort to help promote the event and to give some support to the fighters. And in that vein, we've also got some baby doll sponsored, Nux sponsors baby doll, and we have some sponsored t-shirts for her that are for sale on the website as well, or you can hit up any one of us to pre-order right now. They're only $15, and it helps support the fighters, the local fighters, like we were saying. So I appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
Again, I want to thank the Convention Center for letting us use the facility. Next up, I'd like to introduce Mr. Mike Adams. He's our announcer for the evening. He's got a few words to say.
Thank you, Mr. Chavez and Mr. Crespin. And if you've been around Chavez Promotions, they put on exciting fights. Crespin Promotions does an excellent job. And when you look at this card top to bottom, let's understand the participants. You have a kid right here who's signed with Golden Boy Promotions, who's going to fight right here in your backyard. His last fight was on Showtime, if you saw him, and a lot of people thought he won that fight, including myself. He is going to headline this card, and it should be a great night. This afternoon, I was just at Mr. Rosales' Karate and Kachikimbo, and you want to talk about sparring. If you've ever seen Amanda Crespin and you ever seen Baby Doll get after it, go to a sparring session, and that's what you're going to see that night. It's incredible boxing. If you talk about Victoria Cisneros, you talk about someone with a ton of heart and skill. Robert Padilla's done an unbelievable job with her. And you all remember when she came out of the crowd to fight Holly Holm and gave her an unbelievable fight. She's on this card as well. it's going to be Jose Cruz Garcia. Make sure you don't leave the building for that, because if anything, it's going to be fireworks and a lot of punches and 4 titles on the line. That's the promotion that's coming to you right now. Also on the card, for those of you guys who don't follow mixed martial arts, this guy right here, standing to my left, a former King of the Cage world champion, the Sanai Warrior, who's now going to be boxing. You're in for a treat, and he fights a tough Jose Sanchez. So this fight right here to open up the show is worth the price of admission. And then you got Christian Cabral, who's an up-and-coming. People are starting to talk about this kid, trains at the Warriors Boxing Club. And you got a kid, Michael Coca Gallegos, who a lot of people don't realize could have won a lot of his fights. And when you talk about a fight, those two right there are going to put on some entertainment for you. Unbelievable fight card. Make sure you get there, support it. Mr. Chavez, this is his 3rd fight promoting Mr. Crespin's been around it forever. Joe, former Commissioner Martin, the utmost respect, as he was on the commission for, I want to say, 20 years, if not longer. Mr. King, thank you for being here from the New Mexico Athletic Commission. Get your tickets early. Make this a priority. I appreciate you. Have a good morning.
Okay, now we'll get to the fighters. I'm going to go ahead and call up Fidel Maldonado.
First off, I'd like to thank God just for a great camp, for I thank my dad, everyone for coming out, hopefully able to make it out. Great card, great fighters, so hopefully we can make it out.